This is KTVO's Good Morning Heartland.
And welcome back. We've talked a lot about flu vaccines, but another adult vaccine for pneumonia exists and is very important to prevent another major illness which kills many Americans each year. Today we have Dr. Puckett here to tell us more. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
So first of all, we hear about pneumonia, but how frequent is it?
Well, according to data, there's around 1 million adult pneumonia cases every year. Now, pneumonia, when we talk about pneumococcal disease, we all think about pneumonia, the typical coughing, that sort of thing. But the same bug that causes that pneumonia, which is the most common form of the pneumonia infection that we get, but it can also cause meningitis and bloodstream infections and lots of other things. And so whenever we're vaccinating against the pneumococcal bugs, we're really trying to cover all of those.
Okay.
And, you know, it's pretty deadly. Around 7 to 10% of all cases of pneumonia infections result in death.
All right. Now, there is a vaccine for it. Tell us more about when a child needs to get the pneumonia vaccine.
Yeah, the child is routinely getting that at their 2, 4, and 6 month visits to the doctor's office. So at those well visits, they're getting those. They also will get another one at that 12 to 15 month time, and then ultimately will get another shot in ages 2 through 5 years old if they haven't finished that 4-shot series. And again, there's a catch-up schedule that we work off of. And then children ages 6 through 18, if they have any other type of major medical conditions, so if they're taking any medicines that would suppress their immune system or have any chronic lung or heart issues, then they're going to be getting another vaccine as well.
Okay. Now let's go ahead and fast forward to adulthood. Which adults should be considering getting this vaccine?
Well, we have the same old childhood vaccine recently got approved in 2011 to be used in adults. And so we now have 2 adult vaccines. And so the Prevnar 13, the old child vaccine, should actually be given to adults over the ages of 65. It's actually been approved and was studied down to the age of 50, and so some people are giving it a bit earlier, but well recommended after the age of 65 that you need to get that shot. You also need to get the other pneumonia shot, the one we've been using in adults for years, which is the Pneumovax 23, and that shot it needs to be given once after age 65 at least, and then again in adults with chronic problems, the same sorts of deals that we talked about with kids, then they may need to get that on a more frequent basis, and actually may need to get it entirely through adulthood. So if somebody has a major immunocompromising disease or HIV or is on chemotherapy or those sorts of things, then they're going to need to get one of those Pneumovax every 5 years all the way through adulthood.
Okay. Now, how effective are these vaccines?
The pneumonia vaccines are very effective in kids, healthy kids, up to around 96% effective. In unhealthy kids that have other conditions and maybe greater exposure, down to around 88-89%. And in adults, it's just about the same. And so there are 2 different vaccines that target 2 different mechanisms of the way that they protect against the infection. And so it's important that we as adults get both of them.
Now, when it comes to like the common cold and people getting the sniffles and stuff and possibly pneumonia, are there symptoms that we can look out for? Is this something that we go to the doctor because we think we have the flu or the common cold and then we're diagnosed with pneumonia?
Yeah, pneumonia is a diagnosis that's generally made clinically, so it's based upon us listening into the lungs and hearing a crackle out to the periphery. If you've had what you think to be the cold and you have continued ongoing fever, any shortness of breath, a productive cough, those are all reasons to be concerned for pneumonia. And one other thing that we should mention is that these pneumococcal vaccines protect against one group of bugs, the pneumococcal bugs, but they don't protect at all against many of the other bugs that can cause pneumonias as well. So we have lots of other mycoplasma and other common bugs that can cause pneumonia that at this time we don't have a vaccine for. And so sometimes people get confused when they say, oh, I've got pneumonia, I had my pneumonia vaccine. It's supposed to work really well. Well, it may be one of those other bugs that's causing the pneumonia, not the actual pneumococcal bug.
Okay, interesting. So what we'll do is we'll post everything on our website at ktvo.com because we have a lot more information. And we'll also link up Dr. Puckett's information with Complete Family Medicine. If you have any questions or concerns, again, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
And we'll be right back.